Arturo Coronado.
Okay. Sir, if you could stay standing and turn and face her, and as best you can, raise your right hand.
Do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the matter now before the court, so help you God?
I do.
Please have a seat and state your name for the record.
Arturo Coronado.
Okay, Mr. Fairlake, the witness is yours.
Thank you. Mr. Coronado, good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, how old are you?
51,
What is your date of birth?
5/24/72.
Are you currently married, sir?
I am not.
You are living in Green Bay, correct?
Yeah, you know that, Chris.
Okay. And your daughter is Taylor Denise Schabusiness, is that fair?
She is.
Who is her mother?
Marla,
Okay. And you were married to Marla for a while, sir?
of course.
How many years was it?
We were married about 10, together about 15, 16.
Did you live together in Wisconsin or some other state?
Illinois.
Illinois?
Illinois and Wisconsin.
And where was your daughter Taylor Schabusiness born?
In Evanston, Illinois.
Does Taylor have a sister or brother?
She has a brother that passed away last year.
What was his name?
AJ, Arturo Drep,
Okay.
J-R-E-P,
And why did he pass away? What happened?
July 1st last year. Motorcycle accident.
Okay. When you were living in Illinois with your daughter Taylor Schabusiness, was she ever brought to a hospital at all?
No.
Okay. Did she ever receive any mental health treatment when you lived in Illinois?
No.
Did something happen to Taylor's mother at some point?
She passed away.
Okay.
She passed away May 20th, 2009, in her sleep.
Okay. Did that take a toll on your daughter Taylor?
Well, of course.
Can you tell me a little bit,
Took a
sir?
toll on my son as well and me.
Okay. Right. It took a toll on everybody, correct?
But yeah,
And when her mother passed away in May of 2009, how old was Taylor?
11, probably 11 and a half.
Okay.
My
And-
son and daughter were, about 9 and a half, 11 and a half years old.
Okay. Did Taylor go to school that day that her mother passed away?
I tried to get them to go to school, but they knew something was going on.
Okay.
They came back.
Can you describe a little bit how the death of Taylor's mother took a toll on her or impacted her? Can you give me a little bit of commentary on that?
Well, they were pretty young. I mean, obviously, their mom's not around anymore. And, Marla was ill. So just, I guess they kind of knew what was going on, but it was unexpected. We watched the movie the night before and fell asleep, and I woke up and my wife was already cold, already passed.
You found her?
She was laying next to me.
Okay. And what about the kids? What about Taylor? Did she see her mom in that state?
They did not see. No, I did not allow that.
Okay. But were the kids in the house?
They were upstairs in their bedrooms.
Okay. After that occurred, did you see any changes in Taylor's behavior, first of all?
She was a little rambunctious. Nothing. I mean, she played volleyball. She had a good amount of friends she hung out with. She was a normal kid.
Okay. Did things change at all for her?
I wouldn't say too much. She got in trouble a little bit at school, but I don't know, something with a band instrument.
What happened with that?
She just took somebody's band instrument
And
then returned it, but nothing major.
when did you come to Green Bay? What year? Do you know?
2000. I started working here in 2007.
2007. Where did you work at?
I worked for Verizon
Okay.
before. It was GTE, then turned into Verizon.
Okay.
18 years.
Right. And when you came to Green Bay, did Taylor go to school here then?
Of course.
Of course. Where did she go to school?
She went through the Howard Salmico School District.
And then did she go to Bayport High School as well?
Yes, sir.
Did you get information that she was having issues at school?
Well, yeah.
What can you tell me?
From what I can recall, just normal. Just kind of acting out, I guess. Just there's a couple of little instances that happened in high school, but it's kind of why I yanked her out of there and sent her to Texas so she could graduate and kind of get away from the issues that were going on here.
She went to Texas to live with her grandparents.
Correct.
When was that, do you know?
2017, I believe. I'm not sure.
Okay. How old was she in 2017? Do you know?
She was 16 and a half, probably 17.
16, 17. How long did she live with her grandparents then in Texas?
About a year, a little over a year until she graduated. Maybe 2 years. About a year, maybe a year and a half.
Was that Cotulla, Texas?
That's correct.
Was there a point where she got pregnant?
Well, about a year and a half ago, maybe.
Okay. And
Yeah.
and she had a baby, correct?
Yes, she did.
And the baby is currently living in Texas with the grandparents, correct?
Yeah. How is that relevant to anything here? Why do we need to talk about him?
Let me ask you this. So, before the baby was born, was she placed at Nicolay Psychiatric Center?
Before the baby was born?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay. Did you see her at the Nicolay Psychiatric Center
Oh,
when she was
yeah,
there?
yeah. I'm sorry. It's just so much going on.
It's through Brown County.
Yeah, I went to take her there myself, actually.
Okay. Why did you
Yeah.
take her there?
She just wasn't in the right state of mind.
Was she suicidal?
Probably.
Was she psychotic?
I guess.
Objection, I don't think this witness has the ability to answer that question.
Rephrase the question.
Okay. All right. Was she experiencing like hallucinations?
She
and
just,
things?
yeah, she was not in the right state of mind at all. So I feared that she would hurt herself. So that's why I took her. We both agreed. We both went there together
Okay.
and tried to get help. And then ended up releasing her, and she came home, and that was about it.
Okay. Was she prescribed some medications and things like that?
She was at that evening, no, but yeah, she has been on some medications that she never liked taking those pills. I mean, they kind of messed her up even worse.
Did they cause her to hallucinate or cause her to have?
I think it
Problems?
all started with a Seroquel that was taken, back. I don't understand too much about those prescription drugs, but they never agreed with her at all.
Okay. And do you know the other medications that she was asked to take?
ADHD, Adderall, I believe.
Anything about Haldol?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I know she was prescribed some stuff, but I don't know the names.
Okay. Did you talk to some of the doctors or psychiatrists at the Nicolay Psychiatric Facility?
Judge, I'm going to object. I think this witness can offer his observations and the facts that he's aware of from what he observed of Ms. Schabusiness with respect to what he learned from doctors about her mental health conditions. We have professionals who are going to answer questions based on the records. Those people are better equipped to answer those questions. The information he received from doctors is hearsay.
It's not hearsay. I didn't ask what they said. I just asked if you talked to the doctors, Your Honor.
Sure. So the question that's pending isn't asking for hearsay. I think the objection was made because it sounds like that's where we're headed. So he can answer the question that was just asked, and then I'll just indicate, Mr. Freilich, that objection is probably coming if you go to the next step. But the question that's pending can be answered. So I think the question was, did you talk to anybody at Nicolay?
I did.
Okay. Ask another question, Mr.
Okay.
Freilich.
Did Taylor live with you in Green Bay for a while?
For a little bit, yeah.
Was that in 2021, or what year was it?
I believe so, yeah. But again, speaking to them and, you know, her being an adult, they really, even being a father, weren't allowed to disclose anything,
Right,
you know.
sure. When she lived with you, sir, what address did she live with you at?
1130 Moraine Way.
And how long did she live with you?
Just a few months.
Did it ever come to a point where you didn't want her to stay there anymore because her behaviors were getting worse, or her mental status was getting worse?
No, I love my daughter, so I'll do whatever it takes to help her out.
Did you ever review any of her records at all?
Objection. I don't think he can testify to the content of, again, I think it's the same objection. He can answer whether he reviewed them. He can't answer anything about the content of the records.
Your Honor, the state, what they're trying to do is, they're trying to anticipate an objection. They know this one is not an objectionable one, in my opinion. And any good parent, when you go to the doctor, you're going to talk with the physician or the psychologist or whoever it is about the status of your child. So I'm just
Yeah.
asking that.
It's not like I didn't try. I tried talking
Hold
to
it,
her.
wait. So I'm going to overrule the objection at this point, and the question can be asked. Mr. Freilich, why don't you ask it again so the witness has it in his mind?
Okay, Your Honor. I kind of forgot, so hopefully
Did you review some of the records of your daughter? Did you review any of the records?
Like at the facility?
Yes.
Again, she was an adult at the time, and I can't, you know.
I think the
she
answer
was.
was no,
She
Mr.
was.
Freilich.
Yeah.
Okay. When she was living at your house, sir, on Moraine Way, was she ever experiencing any hallucinations or anything like that?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Just know that she wasn't in the right frame of mind. You know, kind of see things. She'd like to walk around, and you know, we take a walk, cemetery, just right down the street. But she just needed, you know, just to kind of get out and walk around, and I guess ease her mind.
Did you have concerns about her from a physical or mental standpoint?
Always,
Okay.
always.
All right. Thank you. Nothing further. I appreciate that.
Do you have any cross-examination?
Just briefly, Mr. Coronado, were you aware of whether or not your daughter was employed during the time that she was residing with you on Moraine Way?
She was not at the time. At that, no.
Do you know anything about her employment history as an adult?
Sure.
And had she held jobs in the past?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you know where she worked?
She worked for Saputo. She worked a couple of years, Saputo, 3.5 years probably.
And is that relatively recently? Prior to her arrest, of course.
Well, yeah. Right. Prior to,
And
she was doing really well there too until her boyfriend/husband got out of jail. That turned everything upside down.
okay, in part because of the methamphetamine use, right?
Yep.
So Taylor was doing pretty well, and then she started using the drugs.
Yep.
No further
Pretty
questions.
bad drug too.
Anything on that, Mr. Freilich?
What was the drug?
No, meth, heroin, whatever else. I don't know.
Marijuana?
Kids- Yeah, I don't know. The kid was already doing that shit before, and just a fucking loser, and he got my daughter involved in that shit.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Nothing else.
Anything on that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You can step down.